Hey guys, this is Angela from CKC4. Welcome back. Now today I'm going to be discussing this trim you see here. Now you've seen this trim on previous videos on my IKEA hack video, but today I'm talking about it on the wall. It's also called wall molding, and I have this big gap there that I will be doing on video. Now this trim is super sexy, super fun, super sophisticated and classy, but yet super easy to do, and I am going to show you how to do that in a few seconds. Now we have this trim in other parts of our home. This is in the game room, and in the game room we have it on the entire wall, both the top and bottom, and it adds so much drama to a room. You don't even have to hang anything on the wall. No art, no pictures, no mirrors, and nothing. And let me tell you, super easy to do. Now some people keep it white. We like to paint ours the same color as the wall. That's a matter of preference, but it's solely up to you. Now first things first, you want to go ahead and take your measurements. Well, for me, since I have the boxes up already, I'm going to need to take measurements of the current boxes, and then also I want to take the measurements of the distance I want the middle box to sit from the other boxes. And there's my little helper. My husband has decided to make a guest appearance. Now here is the trim I'm going to use. Yeah, you can get the bigger or the larger trim, but I personally like the smaller trim. The subtle, more subtle, the better. And you've guys seen this saw box, this miter box. This makes all of your miter cuts, and it beats pulling out power tools any day. And you can do this in the house. So once I get one piece cut, I go ahead and measure from that piece, and I cut the other pieces based on those measurements. It's super easy, and since I'm only doing one box on my wall, it makes it even more easier. But once I get all of my pieces cut, I like to go ahead and line them up how they're going to be on the wall, like so, just to kind of make sure that all of my corners are meeting. Yeah, and here are the tools that I'm going to be using. My most important tool is my level, and that's super important. So I'm going to just kind of line it up on the wall just to get a feel of how it's going to look once it's up. With my level, I'm gonna just go ahead and make sure my lines that I marked earlier are level, and this is super important. That very first piece that you put up, you want to make sure that that piece is straight, because every piece builds off of that very first piece, and if it's not straight, you're going to be in a world of trouble when starting this box over. So once I make sure my lines are straight, I go ahead and put the glue onto my trim, and I paste it up on the wall. So the glue is just there to hold the trim up. Once I make sure everything is level and lined up, then I take and tack a little nail inside. Now this nail does not need to be completely recessed. You want to leave it up just a tad bit, because you're going to take that in and tap it in a little later, but you don't want to damage the trim, so you leave it up a bit. Yeah, so if you guys hear that noise in the back, that is my husband using some power tool outside. So okay, go ahead and make sure that the trim is level before you tack in the last piece, like you see there. And then you want to check one more time for level. Now you just do the same thing with the next piece. And the next piece. And again, making sure everything is level along the way. All right, so there's my box, and it looks perfect. I can't complain. And so I'm going to zoom in here, because I know the video quality isn't the best, but I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see the trim next to the other trim, and how good and it looks, and how easy it was. Now this is called a nail tap, and this is what you're going to use to tap in those nails a little more flush, or actually recessed, because you kind of want to leave just a small space so you can fill in those holes with some wood putty or wood filler. Like so. And then here's the wood fillers. So you see those little holes that I have left behind. I'm going to fill any kind of gaps in this trim in with this wood filler, and that includes any kind of gaps on my corners. And then once I fill those in and it dries, I'm gonna go ahead and sand it just to make sure that it's a smooth surface for painting. And now this is my final step before painting. I want to go ahead and run a nice long bead of caulk around all of these to kind of fill in all of these holes around the trim, because you don't want any space around your trim. You just want it to kind of look natural and flawless. Once I'm done with that, then I'm gonna wipe off any excess caulk like you see here, and I let this dry, and then it's ready for painting. So first things first, since it's pure wood, I'm gonna go ahead and prime. This just gives the paint a better surface to sit on. Now if you're dealing with some of the paints that has a primer in it, that's fine. You might be able to do a couple coats of that. And so once I'm done priming, then I paint. And that's it, guys. It was super easy. It did not take very long, maybe, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours at most, and that's me stopping. And look at the drama it adds to my wall. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and this gives you some encouragements to do it on your own. And that's all I have for you guys. So until next time, take care.